All right, so now that I have my color wheel, the colors on my color wheel all painted on here onto this piece of paper, I need to go ahead and label this so that I can read it a little bit later on. So I'm going to go ahead and title the page to say color wheel. Now I'm using a pen instead of paint just because I can kind of get in here and write the lettering a little bit more clean. Now let's go ahead and start with our labeling our primary colors. So our primary colors, again, we have 3 of them. They are blue is a primary, red is a primary, and yellow is a primary. So I want to label the primary colors. Now remember, they're at the tips of this triangle right here. So blue, red, and yellow, back to blue. Now we added a second color, or a second triangle into our color wheel. There was this upside down triangle right here. And on the tips of this triangle, we placed secondary colors. So our secondary colors are green, violet, and orange. Okay, and then we're back to green. So let's go ahead and label what our secondary colors. So secondary, violet is a secondary, and orange is a secondary. Okay. So to get a secondary color, you mix together 2 primaries to get that secondary color right there. Red and yellow make orange, just secondary, and yellow and yellow and blue, our 2 primaries, make green our secondary. And then on these little extensions here are what we call intermediate colors. It's just the easier word from tertiary. So intermediate. Go ahead and label each one of those colors that's coming off from one of those legs there, one of those little arms. Intermediate. And we have a total of, on this color wheel, 6 intermediate colors. Okay. Now, these are kind of just the basics of the color wheel. Okay. You can get so many more colors and so many variety colors depending on what coolness or warmth of the blue it is that you're using, plus by adding the neutrals, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Now, the next thing I want you to label on your color wheel is the hue. The hue is the actual name of a color. So this color right here, its hue, or the hue of this, the name of this color, the hue, is blue. So it could be blue. The other primary color is the hue red. The other primary color's hue is yellow. So when I ask you the hue, that's what I'm asking for, is the name of that color. The hues of our 3 secondaries are green, violet, and orange. Okay, and then let's go ahead and label the hue of our 6 intermediate colors. So when we mix together blue as a primary and our secondary violet, we get blue-violet. So remember, we always want to put the primary color first, then we put a little dash, and then we write the secondary, blue-violet. Okay, so we mix together violet and red, and we get red, violet. Primary first, and then the secondary. When we mix together red and orange, we get red-orange. When we mix together orange and yellow, we get yellow-orange. When we mix together yellow and green, we get yellow-green. Green and blue make blue-green. Okay, so that's how you put together a basic color wheel, and you label it with label the hues of all the colors on this basic color wheel. Now there's 3 colors that are missing on here, and there are neutrals. Our neutrals are basically the representation of light or the absence of light. So our neutrals we're going to go ahead and put together or put down here. Okay, our 3 neutral colors are what? If it's a representation of light or the absence of light, the 3 neutral colors are going to be black, okay, white, okay, and then when you mix together white and black, you're going to get gray. So we're going to go ahead and paint our 3 neutral colors right there in the center. Now when you mix any of these colors here with black, white, or gray, you're going to expand the depth of that color to have so many more possibilities than what you see here on this basic color wheel. And that right there is how you create a very basic, very simple, and easy to read color wheel.